Rokurokubi. That's that floating head in Japanese mythology, all the things that happen. Mm. We act like it's not a big deal, but there are stories that go back thousands and thousands of years and pass over generations of folks. And here I have it. Look, I've got the book Into the Wild. That's that Chris, I don't know, it was written by John Krakauer. It was that Chris, whatever his name, McCandless, I think his name was. I read it. He was a fucking fool. People act like he's a hero because he finished college and he said, clipped up his credit cards and said, I'm done with all this. I'm going out into the wild. And then he went up and he wasn't prepared to actually live a life in the wild. And he died eating fucking poison berries, poison peas, some shit like that. Yeah. The thing about him that I look at that I never liked the story, I'm like, fuck you. It's the idea that he turned away from his wealth and his fame, knowing that when his parents died, he'd get it all in the end anyway. You fucking people. Be nice to your folks and live a long and healthy life. Otherwise, you're just getting yourself in trouble with a, oh, Rokubi or whatever the hell it is. I used to have things that I would stick to the wall. Look at behind me. I stick things to the wall. This came out of a newspaper. There was this poor girl crying, and it was at the time I was reading about the Rokurokubi or whatever the hell it is, the floating head in Japan. This floating head. And there she is. She's like, and this poor girl going, no, why won't you leave me alone? So that's something I had stuck up on the wall. This stuff fell out of something a few days ago. And I'm like, wow, I have to talk about it. I waited, but I had to talk about it. And there's this image out of the newspaper also. Oh no, I have to block the name. That's my cousin. He does great artwork. And it's like, oh, what's it say? Rockin' art with Bernie. He's my cousin. He's as close to a brother as I've got anymore. And then over there, it happened to be, I had this stuck up on the wall in Wilbur's garage because I had a place that was mine. Off on the side of it, it's like mistaken identity, I think is the name of it. There were a couple of girls in Gaylord that year or the year before that got run down by like a dump truck or something. They pulled in front of it and they mistook which one was dead to the parents because they're both blondes and they were best friends. They looked like each other enough that they mistook it. And there's this terrible tragedy of somebody finding out that their daughter is dead and she's not, and then having to suffer the guilt. It's a guilt complex, it's something that comes out of combat even. Why did I survive? Why did my daughter survive when it was the other one that died? There was a mistake. And in truth, it was the owner of the company that was driving the fucking dump truck or whatever the hell it was. I think it was the owner, not the driver, that killed himself right after that. It was just too much. Too much. So there are stories that go on in Gaylord. We all know each other. There's another one in here somewhere, I suppose. Oh, it's this one. I'd heard stories told about me. Archie, he walks the streets and mutters to himself. And then there was one day, this was on the wall in the garage. That's me. You, I don't have my hat here, but I have a rabbit hat that I bought when I was released from the Ukraine that takes a 40-degree below temperature. You can just feel it touching your head. And there was some horrific day out there, and I was walking to Timothy's pub, and some fucking reporter took a picture of me, and it's written on here. It's something like, a lone traveler braves the weather. That's me. Look at this. It's all old-fashioned stuff. It's stuff that came off a wall in one of my past lives. I say I've got about 8 lives that I have to deal with every time I fucking move. And this stuff was in there. This is my 9th life I'm living in right now. You, me, and Hunter S. Thompson. And possibly Conan O'Brien. We all come together. We're all a person. There's always a memory. And this I found in there. And I'm always nervous that people think that I'm talking about an old girl. No, it's not that. These are just things that I think that other people think. And so that's what this is. This is a Judas reading. A memory cannot earn its place, be it dark and cold with shadows, depth, or bright like heat from the sun. I must accept that I've lost by choices already made, yet my heart bleeds love and becomes the cost, refusing to be stayed. Though an admirer I am, a secret I'm not. No, not. My feelings, my eyes can't keep quiet. The sensation you invoke, it cannot be spoke. Ubiquitous, my presence must imply it. I'm there all the time. Why do I have to tell you what I'm saying to you? Ubiquitous. Stated truth, it quashes the youth, which silence had contained. Devoid of innocence, mayhap it's too much to ask, that things can at least stay the same. Truth or the gift of a young boy's pain? I can tell you this, if you want things to be right in your life from the moment you fall in love, you must tell that person, I do not want to be your friend. Anyone that says, can't we just be friends? It means they don't love you enough to be with you. It's a Judas reading.